Talking about business coach marketing today, and I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. We're going to show you how to reach your best clients with digital marketing. We did have a little bit of a technical difficulty, so for the folks that are live with us, I apologize for that, and thanks for hanging on. We still have a bunch of folks that are still with us. For the folks that are watching this and recording, we're going to trim out that first few minutes, and you'll never know what happened except for the fact that I just mentioned something. BizzyWeb is a digital marketing agency that's been around for a long time, and we've helped a lot of business coaches. If you would like the event today to be emailed to you, if you would like the PowerPoint notes, or if you have questions during the event, those in a couple of different ways. First, you can ask them by sending me an email at dave@bizzyweb.com, and then I'll get to you after the event, or you can give us a call, or if you'd like, for a brief amount of time yet, you can search and join at the Google Plus page. Google Plus announced on Monday that they are discontinuing Hangouts on air. And so we have a couple of weeks left to get this going. All of our future events are going to be broadcast via Facebook Live, and we're going to have a different way of taking care of Q&A. But for the next couple of weeks, we'll do it this way. So from here, if you click on that Google Plus link, you'll note that it says Q&A and live. When you press play on that event, you can watch and you can ask questions. So you can just go in right here and on the group. So from here, if you click on that Google Plus link, the audio definitely works now. If you click on the big green button under Ask a New Question, you can ask a question here. Patience is okay. Fast fingers. All right, so let's get into business since we've got a lot going on today. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, of course, is a bit about BizzyWeb. We're going to talk through coach marketing at its basics and what we've found to be a tried and true way to capture your audience's attention and to keep them coming back for more. We're going to go through the best networks to highlight as you look at marketing to your new coaching clients. And we're going to talk through next steps. So first, BizzyWeb is a digital marketing agency based out of Champlin, Minnesota, just a little bit north of Minneapolis. And we have a team of 15 folks, web design and development, graphic design, and those sorts of things. And the other half of us do buzz builders marketing services, including search engine marketing, email marketing, social media engagement and marketing, and advertising and content. Give us a call if you need any help. Here's some examples of our websites. And of course, we've done a number of things with business coaches. So if you have questions or we're thinking about how to work with your consultancy organization to grow your business, we'd love to chat with you about how we can make that happen for you. Coach marketing, the three things that you want to focus on in general, and this is really for any consultancy-based business, but you want to focus first on your client. On that client, you want to share examples, hints, designed to engage people and draw them in. And then you need to get them to respond, click, subscribe, or refer. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this, but that's the general basics of what you want to do. In business consulting, you're trying to get people to the next step when you're working with folks so that you can get them to where they need to go. You're trying to build up with them over a series of posts, over a series of engagements. And so the four-step process that I'm going to go into much more detail on in a little bit is engage, capture, and convert. So you want to get people to the next step. And you do that by sharing some small things, some white papers, whatever. So let's get into focusing more on your client. When you're looking at your client, you have to remember that people that sell drill bits don't really sell drill bits. What they sell, as a business coach, what you need to focus on is the hole that you fill for your clients. You can't do that, of course, until you really understand who your clients are. So you need to identify, do you work with brand new businesses? Do you specifically work on a type of business or a specific industry in business? The biggest way to guarantee your failure is to try to be something to everyone, because it's nearly impossible. Niche, 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 who you're trying to reach. I have a client, or I have a former client and friend who does business consulting via LinkedIn, laser focused on the debt collection agency. So if you're working with debt collectors, you get to talk about things that are interested or interesting to those specific people. The more you can resonate with a person's interests, with their struggles, and speak to what hurts, that's the direct result of your success. So the more you can say that drills down on what people are trying to achieve, what they're really most interested in and excited about working with you on, the better off you're going to be. When you know who your clients are, you can focus on what they need. They don't need coaching. Is to increase their cash flow. What they need is to decrease their receivables. What they need is to have someone help them dial in their marketing. So focus on the end result, the things that your clients need fixed, and talk to them, not to who you are. No one cares if you've been in business for 15 years, if you have 7 accreditations, if you've got your MBA and goodness knows what, but it is important as a trust factor, but not as a lead factor. So you need to focus on tips and tricks and interests and things that they are going to be asking you. If you have frequently asked questions on your website, you already have fantastic content to share in social media, in identifying and really teasing out what you need to communicate to your best audiences, and that is to build what's called a marketing persona. I actually have a BizzyWebinar that talks about building personas from about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. So if you go to BizzyWeb.com/events and just search personas, you'll see that, and that's about a 35-minute video, very easy to digest. But look at telling the story of your best client. Take the aggregate 5 best clients you have. And if you don't have any clients yet, well, then take the aggregate best 5 people that you could possibly work with and outline every personality trait they share in common or you wish they all had. So are they married? What are their hobbies and interests? What are they most interested in that you do for them? What are the challenges that their businesses are experiencing that you can specifically talk to? And give them a fictional name. So maybe Mary Multitasker or Bob Bizbuilder or whatever, whoever you're trying to reach, give them that name and then start writing, start surfing and searching on behalf of that fictional person. Your client, what you need to get from that next step once you know your client is to share examples, hints, and tips. When you're a business coach, when you're a consultant of any sort, what you need to do is show that you have that your clients are looking for. So writing about what you know hurts for your ideal client is going to help build trust in that area. With coach marketing, you have to oftentimes get people and capture their attention and really engage with them several times before they're going to trust you enough. And if you think about what a coach does, it's scary stuff. You're looking at all of the facets of their business. They probably have some things that they just don't have figured out yet that you could answer. And so making sure that you identify and illustrate that you know how to handle those specific types of issues can be very, very helpful. You are an expert, and so share some of what you know. And I say some because you don't need to give them every single step that you walk through with your clients. You can share an anecdote about how you work through things. You can share the 3 tips or the 3 things every business needs to know when they're trying to sell their business. 2 easy ways to increase or to decrease your receivables, or 3 easy ways to get more leads in the door. Give people a snippet, just a tasty morsel, an appetizer, if you will, for the full meal. They get the full meal when they talk to you, when they download your white paper, when they take that next step. You want to invite them to learn more. And when you do invite them to learn more, you want to do that in such a way that you're capturing their information so that you can keep connecting with them. The 4 steps of marketing are engage by connecting with them and sharing helpful and interesting things. Inform, you're going deeper with the examples, tips, and hints. And then you want to capture that information so that you can keep engaging and informing until you've converted them. The 3rd step for coaches, of course, is to get them to that next step. Encourage them to respond in some way. This is where white papers are brilliant, or video series where you ask them to subscribe to get access to a free 15-minute video that you control, that's only available to folks that respond to your website. You know, capture that information. All you really need is their name and their email address. The less amount that you ask of them, the more likely they are to respond. And then it's up to you to continue to engage them later. So I would just ask for name and email address at the beginning. You might go crazy and ask for their phone number, but if you ask for a 3rd item, the likelihood that they'll respond or subscribe or reply drops dramatically. If you ask them an entire survey about what's happening in their business, what their net worth is, all that stuff, your likelihood that people are going to respond is going to drop down to near 0. But you might want to offer, as one of your helpful tools, a free business analysis tool where they just answer a bunch of questions and you give them a grade and or give them 3 steps, 3 things that they can grow. One of our referral partners and friends has a wonderful tool that you go through and you spend 15 minutes, and I guess that's probably about the outside of what I would ask people for. I would even go towards a 5-minute form that asks just the basics and that gives them a grade back. But our client, friend, and referral partner a few handy questions and then gives them the type of business owner they are. And the key is he's going to spend more time and more proactively reach out to those perfect clients, the ones that already have everything figured out, or the ones that might be too early in their business life cycle to be able to either or whatever, that's going to give them just enough to know that they're going to get some value in return, but it's not going to seem so daunting that they won't take that next step. In general, we now kind of have down what business coaches need to do in order to start cultivating a list and to help their clients refer and connect and bridge their business. Let's go shortly or briefly into the best networks to use. I'm going to go through a brief overview on engagement in general on social media, and then we're going to dig deeper into Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. High level, we're going to go fast, but I do have much more in-depth events on this. If you want to search for social media inside of BizzyWebinars, you'll see a lot more detail on all of these. Is really the new word of mouth. We all used to gather around the white picket fence, talk to our neighbors, maybe around the water cooler in the office. But now, conversation, or at least much of it, has been subsumed by new tools. Whether it's tweets, LinkedIn posts, Facebook, or email, You are representing your business, and you can keep growing your business any day of the week at any time of day. As you connect with your businesses, I've already kind of shared what you need to do, but the biggest thing inside of what you need to connect with, especially as you're working to engage your clients, is to provide some sort of a wow experience. You want to engage with them, share the tips that are going to capture their attention, give them fantastic customer service, have great marketing materials. One of the worst things that you can do if you're a business coach charging thousands of dollars a month is to have a terrible looking website, because if you can't control your own marketing, there's no possible way people are going to follow up with you. We had a business coach that we attended an event to. That particular fellow had misspellings all over his presentation. That's no way to provide a wow experience. And if you're working with someone that can't even take the time to spell check their own presentations, how are they going to be when they do your event, when they do your financials? So you need to provide excellent connections and an excellent experience at every level, especially in the first glance in your marketing. You need a great logo, you need a great website, you need great technology in your Facebook page. All of the touch points need to be professional if you're going to be a successful business coach. From that section, you need to entice them to stay in touch. You've gotten their attention. You've proved that you connect with them. We've already talked about this. This is where you get their name and their email address, and you add them into a newsletter, or perhaps you give them a next step. Inside of Constant Contact, you can set an auto response email where if someone responds to one of your white papers, you can automatically send them a couple more things that are designed to further engage them. So maybe it's they get a white paper that first time when they enter their email address, and then you send them the tips and tricks on what they need to know, step 2 inside of that marketing relationship, or 3 other things that you need to know, or finally, schedule a 15-minute conversation with me to decide if coaching is right for you. So taking that next step, that works forward to engage people. You're going to continue to provide helpful, interesting, essential content that your, again, laser-focused target market is going to be interested in. If you're going to engage them, that's going to take them to social visibility. If you've connected with a specific type of person and that person likes your posts on Facebook, other people like them or their friends are going to see that, and there's a good chance that people that are already connected with your ideal client are going to be your ideal client as well. All of that will lead new prospects to your door and help you grow your business. So that's marketing in a nutshell. Let's get into those top networks. I'm going to go into Facebook first because it's really the biggest network. There are a lot of people on Facebook. 2 billion users per day, 2 billion uses per day on Facebook now. It's been said that there are more people on Facebook than own a toothbrush in the world. And that makes it kind of nice that you're able to talk with them over Facebook, right? This is the place that is easiest, and it's also free to set up a Facebook page. So post, text, links, photos, videos that engage people. You'll see me right after this event do a 10-minute overview on Facebook Live. Facebook Live is a brilliant way to grow your network because Facebook gives it extra edge rank or extra likelihood that people are going to see your content when you do Facebook Live videos. So try a Facebook Live video if you already have a Facebook page and just show people 3 or 4 tips, or maybe interview your best customer and just say, we just had this major breakthrough in this client's business and he'd like to talk about what it was like. Or interview people right after your big event to say, what were a couple of things that you took away from this event? Of course, you want to get their permission if you can use that, and you're going to be sticking a phone in their face, so they're going to know it anyway. But use that to engage, to show people, because what they want to do is identify with you, your business, your service, and know that they can trust you in your business. So how often should you post? Well, maybe once or twice a day on Facebook. You have to go with what works for you. At a bare minimum, for all of the networks that I'm talking about today, you should do at least once a week. You should post at least one thing a week because you're looking for people and you want to convey consistency. If all you can afford is a half hour a week to do your digital marketing, that's enough to do at least one post on Facebook every week. You can pick your other networks and you'll have to measure and adjust and see what's working for you. It'll make it really easy if you get 5 brand new clients that are worth $500,000 into your business out of social media to spend more time on social media. But if you never measure it and if you never take that next step to make sure that it's actually working for you, it does make it very hard to justify spending any additional time. The business benefit of Facebook is to reach large audiences and to grab them via their advertising platform. If you built that persona and if you're very clear in your demographics for who your best clients are, you can apply those demographics into Facebook and learn exactly how many people there are on Facebook that match that. With 2 billion people on Facebook, there's a good chance that it's a strong representative set of your ideal clients, unless your ideal clients tend to be millennials, because there's a few less millennials on Facebook than older generations. But if you're trying to reach folks and if you're looking for business owners in the construction industry that are within the Minneapolis-St. Paul area that are between the ages of 31 and 48 and that have an interest in outdoor skills or outdoor adventures, you're going to be able to find out within Facebook, without spending a dime, how many people are there that meet that need. And then the cool part is you can spend $50 on Facebook to reach every one of them. It's very brilliant and a very great use of your time and effort. LinkedIn. For business coaches, this is an absolute no-brainer. You should be using LinkedIn to connect with businesses. You're trying to reach business owners, and this is where businesses tend to spend their time. Post content about your business, your expertise, curated content that you found elsewhere. You're probably a member of some other associations or some trade groups. Make sure that you share content that you've learned or gleaned from those places. Always attribute that content, of course, but curating content is much like the curator of a museum. You take content and you share it to your patrons, but then you also always credit the source. So share that kind of content. How often? Well, maybe a couple times a week. You might be more aggressive with LinkedIn if that's what you're trying to grow, or if you're specifically trying to reach CFOs of businesses or transitioning business owners, folks that are looking at retiring, early stage businesses or startups. Depending on what your audience serves, you might do more or less of LinkedIn. But the business benefit is really to establish your expertise and network within your industry. LinkedIn groups are a brilliant way to connect with like-minded individuals. And again, you can do marketing directly to those types of people to help grow your business. The person that I mentioned before that was very laser focused on his consulting business is a guy that does LinkedIn training and consulting. Search for LinkedIn Riches and John Nemo if you're interested in that. John's a brilliant guy and shares a lot of really helpful insights and expertise. Twitter, social conversation and information sharing. You can think of this as brief thoughts or things that you're curating and connecting. Links to news, blog posts, photos, videos. You can share all of that content on LinkedIn. Make sure that you hashtag appropriately or give a keyword that other folks are going to be able to search around. You really can't overdo Twitter, and so you can go up to 5 times a day. But again, post at least weekly if you're going to be on any of these networks. The business benefit on this is that it's the fastest way to reach your audience and or to provide customer service if you're a larger organization. Pinterest, this is getting a little more difficult for business coaches, but it's a social site where users can pin images to boards of things they like. For coaching, this is probably information or infographics, quotes or helpful information in an image-based format where you use Canva, C-A-N-V-A, to stylize an image with a quote on it, or some other tool. And you can post images of products, tips, digital content, and interests. You can post as much as you like on Pinterest as well. It's like a digital scrapbook, and so you're going to have different scrap boards of pages, or pin boards is what Pinterest calls them. So you might have business quotes, you might have information and graphics, you might have asset allocation, you might have, if you have specific types of things, lead generation, or tips and tricks, you might have boards for all of those things. You can also do videos on there, and so you can post or repost all of the things that you're sharing in other networks on Pinterest, as long as it's an image or a video. Pins can get found by search or by chance and direct content back to your site. Specifically, if you're trying to reach women, Pinterest is a great way to connect out. So if you're looking for women-owned businesses, Pinterest might be a great way to reach out and connect. Instagram, this is one that's leaning younger. So millennials are much larger on Instagram and Snapchat and some other places, but it's a mobile app for photo and video sharing. You share photos and videos of your business, products, and people. You might have client events and share images of that on your Instagram page, but this is all curated content. They should be beautiful images and videos that you take the time to curate appropriately. So you're going to shoot a beautiful picture, throw a interesting filter over the top of it, and then post that onto your Instagram feed. Instagram's owned by Facebook, so it integrates a lot of the same things that apply to Facebook apply to Instagram. How often? Maybe once a day, and the business benefit is to really let people get to know you and your business through images and videos. All right, so we've got our networks. This is the format on what to post in social media. I mentioned engage, inform, capture, and convert. Here's a simpler version of that. 50% of everything that you do should be designed to post interesting and engaging content, interesting, entertaining posts. You're capturing people's attention with funny quotes, with interesting images, with beautiful photos, something that's going to grab people's attention and stand out in the feed of information that people are reading through. The next 30% is designed to offer helpful information. And this is where you as a business coach really get to shine. Prove that you not only have sizzle, but that you have the steak. Show that you've got depth to your knowledge. Share a couple of really interesting tidbits that might get a little deeper into the ethos of the business owner, and or share a really amazing tip or amazing trick that you found that's going to help your clients with something new. That keeps your existing clients engaged, and it shows new clients that you have a depth of knowledge that's worth their time and energy to engage with. The last 20% is to promote your business. Specifically, what you're telling them what to do is what to do next. So tell them how to connect with you, subscribe to our newsletter, fill out this business analysis to get 3 easy tips via a white paper, sign up for this video conference series, or certainly attend one of our events. So tell them what to do next. A little bit more in depth on these 3. To engage, here's some examples. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement, the thrill of creative effort. So helpful quotes and interesting information. Just an adorable picture of a goat to make your day better. Interesting, helpful, and you're capturing people's attention. Today in history, Eileen Collins became the first female astronaut to pilot a space shuttle mission. So that type of interesting information is designed to engage, to capture people's attention, and to draw them into conversation. Next is helpful information, informing. Did you know that nectarines are actually just a hair or fuzzless variety of peach? Nope. This was done by the Humane Society and reminding people to not let their animals outdoors too long in the cold winter months. And 15 marketing hacks on LinkedIn to grow your business. The type of information that proves that you're the expert you say you are. And then finally, 20% to promote your business. Come check out the Mighty Quinn, available for adoption at Before Humane. So telling people what to do next. Pinterest. This is a great pin on things that you can grab. It's interesting information and it lets people actually buy. Or join Keynote, Kia Tomlin, at the 2015 Strong Awards Breakfast, August 21st SWSG, Strong Awards, I Am Strong Pittsburgh. So interesting stuff. Let them take the next step with you. Subscribe, move forward, connect, engage. So finally, in next steps, here's the overview of what to use as far as all of the technology. And then I'm going to share a couple of resources and share with you how to stay in touch. First, out of all the technology to use, the website, your website, should be the foundation of all of those things. I mentioned that you should be able to take at least a half hour a week to engage with social media. Here's a fun thing to know. You can set up your website so that your site automatically posts to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, not Instagram, but also Google+. So if you want to save a little bit of time and publish those engaging, informative, and helpful tips or tricks or next step pieces in your lead generation machine, use your website as the home base, the foundation for all of that. Don't forget about email, because email is where you're going to be able to push your content to everyone. And then inside of that email, you can also see specifically who is clicking on what inside of your email. If you don't have a tool like Constant Contact, and if you'd like to have us help you with Constant Contact, let me know. But if you are looking for a tool that will let you know exactly what your best prospects are most interested in, LinkedIn will give you a brilliant tool. When you send out that monthly newsletter, you're going to know that Bob, Mary, and Jane were all interested in the 15 tips to growing your business. That lets you know that you should give them a call or further engage with them to get them to that next step. So email is just brilliant. It's a wonderful tool for measurement, and it's a wonderful tool for creative outreach. Remember to engage and connect via all of these tools. You know, your Facebook is for everybody. Your blog on your website is your story and culture. YouTube is providing engaging video. I didn't talk much about YouTube. LinkedIn, business to business. Snapchat reaches millennials and younger with stories and more ephemeral content. It's also much more playful and therefore a little harder for business coaches. But if you do it right, it can be brilliant. Twitter gives you small messages and breaking news. And the trick here is to find the mix that works for you, and more importantly, your customers. You've built the foundation, you've got the persona of your ideal client, right to what's interesting to them, and you'll go far in digital marketing. Here's some resources to keep up with us. Again, be sure to subscribe at BizzyWeb.com/events. We've got all kinds of wonderful stuff coming up next week. Trigby's going to be on board next week to talk about our next event. And you can get a buzz report if you'd like us to look at your digital marketing and give you some recommendations on how to improve your coaching business. Just go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz. We ask just one question, or two questions technically: what your website is, your name, and then of course what a keyword is that you're trying to optimize for. It might be construction, it might be coaching, it might be Minnesota. And we'll tell you how well optimized your content is on that website. That's free. You don't even talk to us. It takes about 45 seconds to complete, and you get a 10-page report back. And then if you have more information that you'd like to check out, just go to BizzyWeb.com/category BizzyWebinars. You can actually just go to BizzyWeb.com/BizzyWebinars, and you'll see all of our recent and previous webinars. I mentioned we have in-depth social media posts on how to do Facebook, how to do LinkedIn, how to do any of these things, and take it to the next level. If you would like to connect with us and stay up with us on our marketing, go ahead and connect up with us by texting BIZZY, B-I-Z-Z-Y, watch your autocorrect, to 22828, and we will sign you up for our email newsletter. This is helpful tips and tricks for how to grow your business, as well as invites to upcoming Bizzy webinars. There's no sales involved in this. This is all just giving you help as much as possible and keeping you connected with what we're doing. I very much believe in this simple philosophy. All marketing should be about help, 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 not sell, sell, sell. So if you want helpful information, text BIZZY to 22828, and we will keep you informed and abreast of what's coming up in marketing, as well as all the best practices that we know about. Again, here's how to get a hold of me. If you'd like to send an email to dave@BizzyWeb.com to get the slide deck today, or if you have questions, go ahead and log them there. I didn't see any questions over the Hangouts on Air tool. But again, if you'd like that buzz report, just go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz. Again, I'm Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you very much for your time, and for all of my business coach friends out there, remember at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great week.